Mid to late summer, corn is in peak season, and oh my goodness, it is so sweet, so delicious. I'm gonna show you how to make the most incredible corn chowder. Got a little secret ingredient that I'm gonna add. You're gonna love this recipe, even though it may be hot out, you have to make this. Yes, absolutely. You could trim off some fresh corn right off the cob, put it in the freezer, and pull it out for a later date to make this recipe. That's fine. I don't want to wait that long though, because I want the corn chowder right now. Yeah, it's 85 degrees out, don't care. It's too good to not make and eat right now. We do have a little bit of prep though. Sound good? Let's cook.
We're going to start off by small dicing up a sweet onion. So go ahead and slice off the ends, slice it in half. We are going to remove that outside peel. Now, if you don't like onions, you can see I've got a pretty big one here. You can absolutely only use half the amount. For me, love onions, love the flavor it gives, so I'm going all in on this one. Next, I've got a few stalks of celery that we also are going to medium dice up. Again, if you like celery, you can add another stalk. If you don't, maybe take one away. Now I've got a red bell pepper, which I'm going to slice off all of the outside pieces. This is how I actually small dice it, just to get the seeds removed quickly. And then again, similar to the celery, I'm just going to medium dice up the red bell pepper. Going to add it to a bowl with all of the other ingredients thus far. And then, you know me, I absolutely despise mincing garlic at this stage of my life. I've been doing it for 25 years, so I'm running it through a garlic press, squeeze all that goodness through there, and then use a knife and get everything that's left. I've now got some red potatoes. I'm just going to take 2 slices down there. We want nice bite-sized pieces. I'm again going to slice it in half, and then I'm going to slice from there. No, that's not a cut on my finger. It's some of the peelings from the potatoes. Now, to make sure these don't brown up, here's a little trick for you. Go ahead and completely submerge them in a bowl of cold water.
And I'll pause right here and say, if you don't have red potatoes, fine. You can also use Idaho or Yukon. Find out what's on sale and in season, and of course, always use that. Now,
we need to slice up some bacon, and because I get yelled at by touching raw meat with my bare hands, I'm using gloves here. Just going to slice these up pretty thin. I've got about 8 slices here. Again, if you like bacon, maybe you want 10 slices. If that's too much, maybe scale back to 6. It's going to add great flavor, and of course, we're going to cook it in the fat. When it's done, we're going to set it to the side in a bowl.
yes, I used regular cut bacon. You could absolutely use thick cut, and if you wanted to, because maybe you don't like pork, you could use turkey bacon. I'd allow that. That'd be fine. Here's what we're going to do next.
And because I get yelled at for not cleaning my cutting board, here's proof that I'm washing it after cutting raw meat on it. Now go back over to there once it's clean. I've got some beautiful fresh stalks of corn. These look fantastic. Here's what I'm going to do to cook it. On a sheet tray, I'm just going to line all those pieces of corn up. Do not stack them. Lay them evenly. We're going into the oven at 425 degrees. It's going to take in between 20 and 25 minutes for these to cook.
So let me explain for a second why I prepare the corn this way. You know when you shuck corn and all those string-like materials are stuck to the cob? It's called silk. It's crazy annoying to try to get off. We tried everything we could back in the day when I was in the restaurant industry. We found another way to do it, but it's just so much extra time. This is the most foolproof way to remove it. You bake it in the oven and sort of steam roast in there. Once you shuck it, oh my goodness, all that silk is going to come completely off the cob. It's not going to get stuck. You can do it also on the grill. It will be the exact same way. Here's what we're going to do now.
Let's go ahead and head over to a very large pot. I'm going to add that bacon right in there. What we want to do over medium-low heat is cook this to crisp it up. You have to be very careful when it comes to cooking bacon that's sliced up like this, because it can turn and burn in just a few seconds. So pay close attention, stir frequently, get them nice and crispy like you see here. And at this point, we want to leave the fat in the pot, but we want to remove all those crispy bacon lardons. We're going to set them to the side in a bowl. Go ahead and push it over. We don't need it yet. In that same hot pot, we're going to add in the bell peppers, onions, celery, and garlic. What we really want to do is sweat these vegetables in the rendered bacon fat. We are not looking to get some crazy caramelization on them. We want to gently cook them, again, on low to medium heat. If you've got a really hot burner that this is on, maybe turn it down even to low heat. Sweating of the vegetables over the 15 to 20 minute time period is going to bring out a lot of great flavor. Let's go ahead and turn the heat down a little bit to simmering, because guess what? Our corn is finished. Looks absolutely fantastic. Now watch how awesome this is and how easy it is to peel. I've got some gloves on because it's still a little bit warm, and I'm just going to peel it back. I'm going to snap off the end just to show you again. Go ahead and split it in half. See all that wonderful silk that's not on there? Absolutely beautiful. Peel it back, snap off the end, boom, repeat until they're all finished.
I told you. Didn't I tell you? I'm pretty sure I told you it would come right off, and it did. Is it a little warm? Sure, I've got gloves on to protect myself. You could also use a hand towel. Completely up to you, but it works. You saw it. There's proof. Boom. Next step.
We just need to slice off the corn kernels from the cob, so standing it upright, go ahead and use a very sharp chef knife and slice away, my friends. You can actually go pretty deep into the cob. It's okay, or if you just get a little bit nervous like that and you want to keep it a little bit thinner, fine. Go a little bit shorter, no problem. Add it to the side in a bowl. And next, my secret ingredient, Harvey's Bristol Cream Sherry. No, this is not an endorsement. This stuff's just amazing when making chowders or bisques. We're going to crank the heat back up to medium because we wanted to glaze with this amazing sherry. You should be able to find this at all of your local grocery stores. The blue bottle is pretty distinct, so you should find it with no problem. We're going to reduce it by about half the amount of liquid, which maybe only takes 2 to 3 minutes. Now add in all those delicious corn kernels that we sliced off of the cob. Get every last morsel. Corn in this season is so sweet and so good. And now what we're going to do is add in those red potatoes. Again, remember I said you could use Yukon or Idaho potatoes if that's all you've got. We're now going to hit it with some chicken stock. Of course, I use homemade, but you could also use veg stock or even water if you want. We're going to crank the heat on high because what we need to do is bring this to a boil.
If you've been watching me for a second and a recipe calls for me to thicken something up, I most oftentimes use a roux, and that's stirring together flour and a little bit of fat and then mixing it into whatever it needs to be thickened, like bechamel, just as an example. The one thickening agent I haven't showed you how to use, and it's incredibly easy to make, is a slurry. It's cornstarch and water. It's a foolproof way to thicken up anything. In fact, if for some reason a roux isn't working, the slurry's got your back. I promise you, works every single time. Here's how easy it is to make.
So I've got a small bowl of cornstarch here. What you want to do is just add a little bit of water. It's about a 1-to-1 ratio of cornstarch to water for it to completely mix. I love to use my hands, although I'm using a spoon here because it feels cool, almost like paper mache. Brings me back to my childhood. Now go back over. Hopefully it is boiling just like you see here. This is perfect. This sort of helps activate the cornstarch. Go ahead and drizzle it in, and what you want to do is add a spoon or even a whisk and mix it in. You can see it immediately starts to thicken. That's why this stuff is so great. It's so quick to activate. And then I'm going to cream it with a little bit of half and half. You could use whole milk, 2% milk, or even heavy cream here. I like half and half. It's not overly fattening like heavy whipping cream and still provides a ton of great flavor. Now to season it up. I'm going to generously season it up with sea salt and fresh cracked black pepper. And then a few other things that I was told to always use in soups is a little bit of Worcestershire sauce and some hot sauce like Tabasco, just to bring out a lot of excellent flavors into the soup. Go ahead and add back in the bacon, save a few for garnish later, and then give it a stir. This looks excellent. You have to try it because it's just so good. It's nice and thick. It's perfect consistency. The flavors are incredible. We're just going to remove it from the cooktop, let it cool down just a little bit on the countertop, of course, before we plate it up.
My Comies, you are the best because I know you're putting all of these things into practice. All of these fundamental cooking techniques like how to make a proper chowder, how to cook corn so the silk comes right off. It is a miracle, my friends. It's super easy to do. You start putting these things into practice into your everyday cooking. Oh, I'm telling you right now, everything will taste better. Homemade food from scratch always does taste better. Better than the stores, better than the restaurants. You're never going to want to eat out again, my friends. Though you should because, well, dining out is awesome. So now what we're going to do, of course, is plate up in slow-mo.
I'm going to use a fairly large bowl because this soup is so dang delicious that I want a gigantic bowl of it. Sorry, that's just the way it is. I'm going to garnish with a few extra cooked corn kernels that I have, and then I'm going to hit it with the bacon that I told you to save a few little lardons extra because this is why. Then I'm going to finish it with some sliced chives. You could also use parsley if you'd like. That part's kind of completely up to you. Just a little greenery, and my oh my, check out this beauty.
Yep, it's summertime and I'm eating hot soup. I do not care. It's so good. You got to do it ASAP. Be sure to like and share this video. Subscribe to my channel. Check out this video. Like I say every week, it's amazing. You will love it. It was for you. I'll see you on there.